30-minute Whole Foods challenge. You are going to be given the logo and additional images, and in Photoshop, using your selection tools and also filling in some background colors, I want you to recreate an advertisement that they could use online. So these images actually came from a Whole Foods ad, but they're all different. They're all broken apart. I want you to try to find a way to get them to come together. You need to make sure that it looks like you've edited and adjusted the images enough and not just plastered images onto your artboard. So the first thing you have to do is download the file, and the file will pop up right inside of Photoshop. Okay, so what I also did was I downloaded just the images that I thought I might like. So I left the nuts out with the dried fruits, and I also downloaded the avocado, and I have to download the logo. And then lastly, I downloaded the grains. You do that by clicking on the corner button, and then you should be able to download it. What I did was I went to File, Open, and I opened all of my downloads. They ended up inside the computer, and I was able to select them, and now they're sitting up here. Now you have to decide how you want to lay this out. So it's just going to have to be a lot of thought and care thinking about how you can manipulate using your selection tool. So I know for certain I'm going to use this bowl, because this bowl really sums up the characteristics of what I think of Whole Foods to be, which is super healthy organic foods. So I'm going to use my selection tool. I'm using my Alt key or Option key right now to go back and edit. And I'm doing the background as my selection first, because sometimes it's easier to take the background away than it is to take the image first. So I'm going to go ahead and select that, and then I'm going to deselect, or I should say inverse my selection. So now it's selecting the things that I didn't do originally, and I'm noticing this has been selected. Now this is how I'm doing my project, but I want you to do this your way. You are the designer in this project. You've been hired to do this, so I want you to think about how you could put this together so it fits your style. All right. Now, if you wanted to do a background, you can do a background. You can come to your background layer, and you can grab your the paint bucket, and choose the color that you want, and then you can click on the background. You can also select only certain parts to be colored. So maybe you don't want to do the whole background colored, but maybe you just want like a strip of color. You can come in here with your selection tool, and using the shapes, the selection tool shapes, you can come in here and edit, fill, and then choose a color and pick the color that you want. Click OK, and Command D to deselect. I want it all the way to the edge, so make sure that's been moved. Don't mind the bell. So the other thing that has to be on here is you have to have two pictures, but you also need to have the logo. Now I have gone ahead and actually made this into a ping for you, so there's nothing you have to do to this except maybe transform it and put it onto either a colored background or a white background, and it has to be somewhere neatly put onto your design, and it has to show. I have to be able to see it. It cannot be something that's kind of lost in the background. It has to show up somehow, some way. And you can do all sorts of things with the outer edge. We could add color to it. Give it a little bit of a stroke to make it pop. Okay, you have 30 minutes to finish this. Once you're done, you're going to save it as a JPEG. Well, first you save it to your cloud, but then you can save it as a JPEG and turn that JPEG version into me. So it's going to have to be save as onto the cloud and then exporting it as a JPEG. So change it from ping to now JPEG and export that and turn that in. And you're done.